everyone has the same experience in their lifetime at least once. You just get out of school, you get out of education, and you start working for the first time. And you hate the job that you do. It's normal. It's because it's boring, it's purposeless, and it's tiring. Maybe it's dirty, it's irritating, and you start to wonder if this is all what life is supposed to be. Just a series of days where you perform a job that sucks in order to earn money that you will use to pay bills. You can not even use them for your own pleasure. And it doesn't have to be like that, honestly. It's just a bad period that you're experiencing. You can learn not only to tolerate, but also to even appreciate your job if you can perceive it in the right way, because it's all a matter of perception, all right? And I have been there, I have been in your position, because I remember that after I graduated as a physical therapist, I started to work in a retirement home that I'm still currently working, and I'm gonna get out of it at the end of the month. And I remember that in the morning when I get into this retirement home, I the f- I can tell you that the first thing that I can smell is piss and shit. This is the first thing that I smell entering into the facility. Piss and shit. Not a very pleasant beginning. And the rest of the day I spend it interacting with elder people with dementia, and they are sometimes they are funny, okay, but most of the time they are insulting you. They believe that you are like they are their grandson. They believe that you are their husband or all of that crap, and it's very tiring from an emotional standpoint. In the beginning, I hated to working there. It was very unpleasant for me, but the pay isn't that bad, honestly, and I was also to still be able to train in my sport. I have good life outside of my job, and I was still able to pursue my goals, which was becoming a better athlete. And since the job was a mean to a different end, it was something necessary to reach my goals in order to pay for the gym, pay for trainings, pay for like competition and all of that crap. So having like a purposeful job, having a purpose, a clear purpose for your job, which was is not only like yeah, I go there to pay the bills. It's not enough. It's not enough. This is an extrinsic motivator. First thing that you can need to have is to have a purposeful job. It doesn't have to be itself purposeful, but it have to serve a role in your life. There is two kind of purpose in a job that you're doing. There is intrinsic purpose and there is extrinsic purpose. And the intrinsic purpose is something that you directly correlate with what you do on a day, okay, life. For example, you're a nurse. If you're a nurse, for example, you're a nurse because it's important for you to take care of ill people, and this is something that feels purposeful itself for you. Or you're, for example, a researcher because you deeply believe in the importance of science progress. This is something that is intrinsically purposeful in what you do. Extrinsic purpose is something that it's not directly correlated with what you do in your daily job, and usually it involves money. So working to gain money and provide for your family is an extrinsic purpose. For example, have you seen that famous scene in The Simpsons where there is Homer that basically cover all of this, all the blackboard in front of him where it says you will work here forever, something like that, and he covers it with the images of her daughter and creating the writings do it for her. This is basically what extrinsic purpose means. Your work serve a purpose in your normal day-to-day life, but you gotta have a purpose in your day-to-day life. Okay, for me it is still to pursue my athletic development as a judoka. I'm doing my job so that I'm able to serve a purpose, something that is important to me in my day-to-day life. You just have to find something that can allow you to still do the things that are important to you. Not to just scroll on Instagram and being a fucking degenerate, but to pursue what is truly important to you. You have to find at least one extrinsic purpose in order to tolerate your job. You need a why for doing it. Otherwise, you will burn out. Eventually, you will completely burn out. And try to see also the kind of contribution that you are giving to society. Try to understand what role you have in the community that you're living in. For example, I don't like working with elder people. I don't enjoy it much. But I was helping parents, elder people that are parents of sons and daughters. And I was making sure that their sons and daughters were less worried about their older parents. It's not the most important thing for me, but I'm doing some good by doing that job. I'm having a positive impact overall, all right? The second way that you can use in order to tolerate your job better, I found that in one book that is called A Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich of Alexander Solzhenitsyn. And the book talks about the story of a prisoner in a Russian gulag. A gulag basically was a Russian prison in the 40s where all the political prisoners were sent to. And in the book, which was based on Alexander Solzhenitsyn's story, he was sent to a construction site from the guards in the gulag, and he was forced to build a wall of bricks. He's forced to build a wall of bricks in the cold for a government that hates him, with basically no equipment, but not only he does the thing anyway, but he enjoys his work. He's enjoying building a fucking brick of walls in the cold for a government that he hates. And in the book, Ivan Denisovich is so absorbed in his task and enters into a flow state. It's very beautiful. You should read it, absolutely. It's very beautiful because it's described how Ivan Denisovich enters into a flow state. He's able to focus fully and be present into what he's doing, and he's able, despite all the circumstances, to enjoy his job. And he's so into what he's doing that when the guards call him to get back to the camp, he's quite sad because he would like to end his work. He's looking back proud at all the bricks that he laid for that wall, and he's kind of sad that he's not able to finish it, alright? He's very sad to come back to the camp without getting the work done. So what I want to convey to you is this another concept, which is to gamify your job. You have to transform that into a game that you do on a day-to-day basis. It's not the best game in the world, of course it's not. Of course it's not, but you can make it more tolerable, at least for the moment, if you have to do this job for a certain period of time. And in order to gamify your day-to-day job, you have to set 4 flow triggers, which is, first, define clear goals. So define in detail what you need to do in order to get your job done. Try to break it down task by task. What are the win conditions of your day-to-day job? In my case, it was giving to every patient the treatment required. And if I was able to check on every patient and giving all the precise treatment from a physiotherapeutic sense, I get the job done. I won the game for that one day. The second is balance, skill, and challenge. So a job over time, in the beginning it's not that bad, but over time it becomes boring and repetitive because you become better at it and there is no challenge or novelty that triggers the flow state. So my advice to you is to try new way to challenge yourself in your job, but it depends a lot on the type of task that you're doing. An easy way, something that is very quickly to increase the challenge of something, is try to accomplish the same amount of task in less time. So reduce, basically, if you do 3 things in 30 minutes, try to do 3 things in 20 minutes. This will push you to be more focused into what you're doing. The third thing is ask for feedbacks, because when you ask feedbacks from your boss or colleagues, hoping that they are not assholes, you can find new ways to improve your craft. You can find new possibilities of action into what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Even if you hate what you're doing, try to perform it at the best as you possibly can. And fuck, if Ivan Denisovich was able to do that, he was able to put all of his efforts into building that brick of walls for fucking for fucking Soviets that hated him, you can do that too, alright? The fourth thing is try to focus completely on what you are doing. Ivan Denisovich was completely focused in his craft, and there were no intrusive thoughts like, oh, this sucks, this is so useless, I'm so bored, I want to be at home, I want to be warm. There is no space for such thoughts in his head when he's performing the construction of the wall of bricks, alright? He was just focused on completing the task. And every time that you perceive a thought infiltrating into your mind while you're working, just return to what you're doing. Try to be as focused as you possibly can on the task that you have at your hand. It's not the job itself the problem, it's your attitude and your perception towards it. And by the way, I'm not saying that you should endure a shitty job forever for your whole life. But if you need to do something for a brief period of time, if you have this intense period where you have to work in a job that you don't like because you don't have the skills yet in order to advance or to do something different, you can use these two mindset shift or practical things that you can do in order to have a better relationship with your shitty job. Alright? I hope that this video was useful. I hope that you extracted some value from it. In any case, if you are having a tough time with your job, I'm with you. Remember to aim upward. As always, don't give up.